Hello everyone, welcome to Factorio Production Scrap. Tonight we're going to start out with just a quick tour of what's been done, because this isn't totally brand new. I did do some of the kind of bootstrap work, and kind of go over what my plans are for the series. We'll do that part first. Well, we'll start with what's here. So to start with, we have a map that I generated using a little bit larger, a little bit more frequent, and a little bit richer uh, um, resources than normal, because I want to feature the mod and not spend time featuring the sort of common gameplay in Factorio. So I'm probably not gonna set mining fields up on stream. I'm probably not gonna build smelting arrays on stream. I'm probably just going to focus on the pieces of the game that have to do with the mod, or at least largely speaking. Um, the other mods that I'm using are all sort of quality of life. I have Squeak Through installed. I have Bottleneck installed. Nanobots, and that's about it. Maybe there's another one. Um, so just to kind of start out, sort of looking around, seeing what there is here. We have. I still have a small science race set up. We'll have to get to that very soon. Looks like I need some iron for that. And I have some smelting set up for the bus. I have the bus laid out, and I have a little bit of green circuits built, and I've started working on them all. So that's where we're going to kind of pick up today. If you're unfamiliar with the production scrap mod, what it does is anything you make and everything you make can produce an optional, or a small chance of a piece of scrap. So for example, when I smelt iron ore into iron plates, I have a small chance of producing a 6% chance of producing a piece of iron scrap along with the plate. So the furnaces don't know any different. The inserters don't know any different. They just output onto the belt. So here we're using the filter splitters to output the scrap plates here, which then get dumped onto this partial bus here, and they get resmelted. Sometimes they produce additional scrap. Sometimes they just produce the plates and move on. I think I just saw one. No, I didn't. So a piece of scrap can get resmelted into another plate, and it can actually produce another piece of scrap. So these smelters then also are filtered and output back to the small bus for the scrap bus. So everything produces scrap. Green circuits produce green circuit scrap. Copper wire produces copper scrap. Gears produce iron scrap. Iron sticks produce iron scrap, and it goes on and on. Inserters produce inserter scrap. Belt pieces all produce different belt scrap at different percentage chances. Well, the most amusing one for me is wooden power poles can produce some extra wood. So more than it's scrap, it's actually almost like a surplus for this in this case. But it kind of makes sense. Even smelting bricks returns some stone back to you on chance. So pretty much everything native to or in the vanilla game. Like as I mentioned, I do have nanobots installed because the mod isn't aware of nanobots, and what nanobots is, they don't actually produce any scrap. So that'll be convenient because I won't have to deal with scrap from them. For now, I'm just dealing with the iron plates and copper plates being smelted. I'm storing the other items down here. Those will eventually get processed, but they need to be processed using some chemical plants and I believe sulfuric acid, which we'll get to as we continue with the mod. So I'm going to start with putting some more iron into science. I don't know why I didn't do it while I was standing here earlier. Just to get science going again. We should put a little more in here too. Do a little bit more. So I definitely will need more copper eventually, but for now, I think it's fine. As you can see, I have a little bit of smelting built. I have one array for copper here. I need to hook this array up for iron. And then up north here, I just have one iron array because copper's not needed on the main bus for a little while. Well, until I get red science going, I guess. But we're not going to get that going for at least a little while because I want to continue working on them all. I wanted to show off green circuits as well. So I took the sort of standard, one of these standard builds, and I've added, I've spread it out, and I've added these intermediary boxes where the copper wire, it's interesting that that's not, I bet you that box is full, where the copper wire can be output into a box, and then the copper scrap can get output onto this belt. The problem that I see with this already is if this box fills up, this one can't empty of the copper scrap, and then you end up with a backed up mess. So I may have to rethink this this array a little bit, but it's working for now, and we can worry about that later. The same kind of thing happens here in the mall. I'm using a mall similar to Catherine of Sky's mall, built by Kasich Sever, sort of a early 0.17 adaptation of Catherine's mall. So what I'm doing here is I'm kind of injecting these scrap belts into the into the mall, every other machine row, so that I can get rid of the scrap as it's produced. So this mod's going to use a lot of filter inserters because we need to filter so that only gears end up on these belts and all the scrap comes out on these belts, for example. And further on up here in the belt array, we need to filter so that the belts, the broken belts, the scrap belts, come out into this array, and the splitters produce both scrap belts and scrap circuits, so we actually have to have the filter inserter set with both. The same kind of thing happens over here on the inserter array. We have scrap inserters being filtered out here when they're produced, instead of, or in addition to the regular inserters. But here I'm just taking them out of the box whenever they get dropped in there. It's not a huge deal. This is another problem that I've noticed, though, is sometimes these machines will get backed up because there's no room in this box for the scrap inserter to go. But I think we can solve this problem pretty fast, and we probably can solve the problem the same way in the green circuit array, just by using the circuit wires, which I actually have already researched. No, I haven't researched yet. We need green science for that. So what I want to do kind of first here is, well, I need to make a bunch of nanobots to help me out here. Probably. But I want to stamp down a copy of this mall again. And what I've been doing is just taking sort of slices of it and pasting it in with the and then being able to put the output inserters in place here. So, for example, this next row of machines here is the red belts, which we have not researched yet, but we know that we're going to need to output them to these to boxes and then take the scrap off. So what I think I'm going to do with these is actually pull the blue inserters or the blue belt stuff out of this, Well, no, that won't work either because we need to have the blue belt pipes up here. Well, first thing I'm going to do, actually, is put the nanobots to work. So, I should have made some termite bots. Because I would rather have them eat some of the trees up rather than using the construction bots for it. So let's put the termites in there and let them chew on some trees. Since this is all blueprint right here anyway, they can chew on the trees to their heart's content. And it shouldn't damage much of anything. Did damage a little bit of belt there, but that's okay. I just want to clear some of these trees out of the way, just to have some space to expand into. One of the things I need to build pretty quickly here is a nanobots array, so that I don't have to make them by hand. Those won't clear because they're marked for deconstruction, which is fine. We'll get those later when we actually build that array. So one of the things we could do here is, well, this is gonna be a little sticky here. I think what I'll do is I'll actually underground some of these belts and put the output boxes for the blue belt items here in the middle. I want to look at how these belts work, though, before I do that. So there's an underground here. I think if we put the underground down here, and then come up here, and back down again. Actually, I will move this up as well. If we go underground, we underground it here, we can put a box here, and another box here. Either whichever side the blue belt box goes on, whether it's on the left side or the right side, and then we can go back down and then up again here. Actually, it should be on this side. Down and then up again here, or up and then down again here, and then move this belt, this box, and insert it up one. Oh, hey Caladorn. Yeah, the trees are the true enemy, right? But it also has to do with expansion. I mean, expansion is also the natural order of things, especially in Factorio. I wanted to ask how my sound balance is. I just got voice meter set up yesterday, so I wanted to make sure that it sounds okay. If you don't mind letting me know. Meanwhile, that is the last of the red research, so I can't do any of that anymore. Okay, so we have... So I think what I will do here... Oh, I'm in map mode. What I'll do here is I will take these out, and I will shift these over into the middle, so they're kind of like the way that the yellow belts are. And then this will be a lot easier once we can do the research for circuit networks and get those going. The music is playing. It may be very quiet. Let's look at the sounds. Yeah, the music's very quiet. Let's turn that up so you can rock on. And then of course the music only plays every once in a while. Oh, they're talking about the ding with the sounds? Yeah. Yeah, I've gone back and forth on how much music to listen to and how much to let go. A lot of times when I play solo, I have some sort of music going in the background. So I like to have the game sound turned down a little bit, just that it's not conflicting with the regular music. But since you're either listening to me talk or listening to nothing else otherwise, I think having the sound louder is fine, or is good. So I'll just leave this scrap belt alone for now because we're not producing the belts yet anyway. But I will tweak this because I want to get to the next piece. Oh, I can't do that either. Oh, I know what I wanted to do instead. I want to move these up. And then actually come back up right there and put the boxes, be able to put the boxes here in the middle. Sort of like that. That'll output those. I'm just going to do ghosts so I don't waste a bunch of inserters at this point. And then this will be like those. Alright, because that'll bother me, them sitting there blinking, I will take them out. Since I don't have steel power poles yet, I'm not going to bother with the power poles. So, once I have this now, I can take a slice out of the mall, another slice out of the mall. So the next piece is we're going to be making, I'm trying to remember what this is, but there'll be some scrap anyway. So what I can do is take this slice like this, and I can just put this with some space here. Make sure I line this up right. Just put 2 spaces in there, and then I can just have a purple inserter here handling the scrap output. Whatever that scrap might be for that particular item. I want to make sure that I didn't mess up. Yeah, I did mess this up. Because I originally was thinking of doing this as just a boutique. And then I changed my mind. So now I need to tweak this to make it be this belt weave. I think it goes there. It's not going to be quite right, I don't think. Well, it might be. I need to put this in. So the red is going to be iron. Yes, these need greens. Okay, I didn't add any space here. That's right, I just wedged these in here. It's an assembler. Thank you, sir. Captain Obvious right there. And then we need the next piece of this, which actually is assemblers, in a scrap belt for those 2. So we'll just do the same kind of thing. Here. I think this is an okay place for it. No, yes, because that is a scrap belt, so we can actually use that same scrap belt and not have to add any extra space. Okay, this is green, so they go under, and then they come out this way. Iron's going to go under a bunch. This is going to be half splitting the steel, which should be on the right side of the belt. Which is the inner, which is correct. So that'll run the steel in for these. Over here we have iron and this must be the stone belt. Yes, it is the stone belt. Okay. So I'm going to just go ahead and build this out real quick. But as you can see, having to deal with I guess I need some materials. Having to deal with the scrap makes it, well, still fun, but makes it a challenge to manage. Notice that stack was also stuck because there was a scrap belt in there. I have plenty. I had a sale on splitters earlier, so I have plenty of splitters now. The other thing I did with voice meters, I set up the gate on my microphone, so hopefully it's not picking up nearly as many clicks and types as it was in previous streams, because I agree that that can be annoying. I think I will make these go down like this. Can this reach that far? It cannot. Well, we can move this light out of here. We can shift these guys up. And then do another underground here. Okay. Oh, I do have some assembling machines. That's handy. So I'm having to put in, of course, some small power poles just to get things going. I will probably replace them later with the steel ones, but at least for now, we need them. Probably you can only hear it when I'm actually talking, and then the keyboard or the mouse or the whatever sound gets picked up as well. I'm guessing anyway. Ooh, we have these ready to go too. Handy. I'm going to increase this limit because I'm going to be using these a lot. I'll go out to 4 stacks of these. Why are they not running? They need blues, which are jammed because I'm not outputting these anywhere. Excellent. Here we go. And just, oh, I already did it. Okay. Excellent. You gotta love those little oopsies. So I'm going to make this just output the machines with a filter inserter, and then we'll figure out what kind of scrap we need to handle here. Inserter, oh, assembler scrap. That'll be a new one for us. So what's going to happen with that is that's just going to go down to the it's going to go down here, and since I don't have inserters picking it up at this point, that'll just circle around here forever. But it's fine. We'll get it figured out eventually. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and set that. I don't need it yet, but it doesn't hurt, I suppose. Just get these all built. I'm going to need to build some steel. Alright, I need some blue inserters, guys. Give me some of those. Power pole here. Can I? Yes, I can. I'm not sure what that's going to require yet. This is also electric mining drills produce assembler scrap. Convenient. Then we'll need a... Oops, this needs to be filtered. This needs to be filtered. I think that's good. This will be electric mining drills. And I need to bring some steel up eventually for assembling machines too. But we are getting some mining drills here. That looks good. I'm going to take those guys because I will need them. We don't need to... We do need to build. Alright, so we're going to build this out next. Problem is I need the red belts in order to build some of this stuff. So maybe I won't build these out yet. Maybe I'll just wait because these do not need iron. Really? They need gears. That's why they don't need iron. Okay. We can do that then. Just do that that way. Might as well use the whole length of the underground. Use the metal or the iron chests being made as well. I need to fix this part of the bus. Once again, this is where I had the, where I was going to do the boutique, and then I decided, you know what, I can just make this whole mall. Let's do a bit of that. It's not going to line up right, which is fine. This just needs to be undergrounded. I had to do that because of the way that the inserters here, or I guess I could shift these over here, or I could put this splitter here, or this inserter here. That would work too. And then this is a knot here that I want to get, just to make sure that I get all the belts functioning right, which actually I already had all of it, which is convenient. Then the rest is just some straight belts. Just going to build the inner two belts. I think I will fix this because I don't like it looking like this. Let's do it this way. We'll come up here and back down again. What is on this belt? Steel and copper. What is this doing? Oh, this is doing... Oh, in order to... so that the inserter doesn't steal a bunch. Just going to run this up here. So this we will need a belt, a scrap belt, coming across. And then I'm just running this scrap belt down the side here. I don't have any repair kits. Right there. And then if these guys output iron scrap, the other option is, I will do it this way. The other option is to do it straight from the chest, but until we have circuits, I'm just going to do it this way. It'll make my life easier for now, and then later it won't matter. Insert. You are going to produce also iron scrap. I figured that would produce green circuit scrap because I figured. So hard time finding stuff. One stack of those is more than enough. Could use plenty of those, so we'll go with that. Okay. What else did I want to get into this? So I would like to get all the way up here to pipes, but I guess we could do those later. We could do this piece here, which is the lights. I'm not that worried about lights. I don't know, how does it look on... How does it look at night? I guess that'll depend on whether I use lights or not. The other option is to do Afraid of the Dark and have lights that way. I'll do this. It's the next piece. I'll just go ahead and do it. So this gets connected to that same input belt for the circuits and steel. So that'll be easy to connect here. But then we'll have to have some sort of an output for them for their scrap. This must be for the next piece. It's not for this. Yeah, this is for the next set of assemblers. So what I will do here is, let's take this down. I will actually make this my scrap belt. Oh, I can't make it my scrap belt, can I? I can. Everything is possible. I will just do it like this. Have scrap. Out of blue inserters again. Go 2 stacks of those. There. This will be that copper wire coming across. I need to get copper in here. Alright, so we're going to have to get copper in here before I can make lights anyway. But if I just do that, I could shift, do these underground, and I can have another belt here, then. Because I'm sure whatever that is going to output some scrap. And then this is also going to output scrap. But I can do the same thing here. And then I can underground it out. Do that. And of course that power pole doesn't reach. This will be copper scrap. And this will be whatever that kind of scrap is. That is electric scrap. Interesting. Alright, I can't do anything more with this until I get copper in here. So I will probably do that during the next episode. Let's go ahead and actually start clearing some more trees. We'll put up a we'll start building a science assembly for red and green science. Termites away. I'm going to leave some space right here for the nanobots array. I'll probably build that off camera as well. We'll see. I may just build that. And I'm out already. They don't take long. I thought I repaired all these. Must have missed. Oh, I missed a belt there. I happen to have a dense forest of trees right here in my way. So science is going to be a little bit different than it normally is. Let's go over here. I know this will be gears, and I know gears are going to output some garbage iron. The way that I usually like to do science is to have a copper belt coming in like that, and then a... Let's shift this up a little bit more. I'm going to try and line this up. Well, I don't need those. Oh, I shifted these. Did I shift these down? Or is that just the way that the mall is designed? I can't see. I need radars. The other piece here is, let's move a space there. The red science, which produces circuit scrap. That'll be easy to handle actually, because I'll just handle it on the output belt here and just split it and force it out to the side, just like that. And then whatever green science outputs, which is inserter scrap, we'll just do the same thing like this. And we'll just have the two splitters pulling off the scrap pieces, going underground, and then just have the science belt going off in that direction. Before I do that piece... Hey look, they built up while that was gone. Before I do that piece, I just want to check my numbers real quick for science. I want to do this plan at... I think 1 per second with this machine. Oops. Yeah. 10 machines of these, and then 12, I believe, of green. Just to make sure that I have the right counts here. 10 and 12. I know one gear machine will serve a lot of science. Actually, one will serve exactly 10. And then the belt array, no. The belt array is just one belt machine, one gear machine. And then one inserter machine and one gear machine. Don't know what these red machines are. They only show up, as far as I know, here in Hell Mod. Actually, I need half of each of these, but we're going with one. What I usually like to do with those is just put them here on the outside as a separate kind of row. This will be the input, the output here, and just have a circular belt there. Gear here, inserter here, belt here, and gear here. An input belt of iron here. Oh, I forgot the input belt of iron here. We'll just do it like this. Like that. Afraid of the dark? Okay, I'll put it in. I'm just going to use yellow inserters here. Science is so slow that, especially right now, because we don't have a whole lot, we're not relying on producing a lot because we're just using tier 1 machines. I'm just going to use the tier 1 inserters to run this over. I ran out of power poles. How did I run out of power poles? Good thing I can make a few dozen more. Don't eat at my machines. How did that not? No, of course it didn't. Yeah, I didn't even think about Afraid of the Dark. Those are lined up. I think I may move this up because it's the bus is right here, and I want to have a little bit of extra space here. So I think I'm going to move this whole thing up, but I won't make everyone sit and watch me do that because it'll be tedious. Actually, I'll just make the nanobots do it. This comes in here. So we need to also deal with scrap of these products as well. We're only producing one belt and one inserter per cycle. So actually I think we can just dump it all onto this belt, even including the gear scrap onto this belt, and then just filter it all out down here. So we can do one splitter for plate scrap, one splitter for, move this up some, there, and there. We'll do one splitter for plate scrap, one splitter for, right, inserter scrap, and one splitter for, what was the other one? Belt scrap, right? Yes. And one splitter for belt scrap. And then I will just run these. Can't do that. That's unfortunate. Or should I do these out the other side? Maybe I will do that. Yeah, it is getting awful dark in here. If I do these on this side, can I come back around? No. Guess I could do some of them on each side. I did it like this. Then I can come back around with this. Like that. Alright, so output to the right, plate scrap. Output to the right, belt scrap. Output to the left, inserter scrap. This becomes a big spaghetti mess. But what would Factorio be without spaghetti? How about that? That's spaghetti. Alright, and these are going to also have to output some scrap. I'm going to tuck them in here, just so that they come onto the side of the belt, so that the sidedness of these belts doesn't get messed up. There and there, there and there. Out of yellow inserters. Yeah, the spaghetti is definitely going to be... Wait till we build the massive refining array that is pending for all of these products once we actually get this research done for wherever it is. Here it is. This recycling one where we can actually start recycling some of these things. And we have to have oil so we can have sulfuric acid before we get all that. But the once we get that going, it's going to be some serious spaghetti. I need rent inserters. Who laid out this bar? That's crazy. Those go there. I usually put the reds in the third place, but I think the purples belong in the third place for this playthrough. I think just one of those would be fine. We can always add another one later if we need to. And you're going to go under. One of these will be iron, one of these will be green circuits. This will be iron. You're going to need an output belt, or an output spot. We could do the same here. Output the iron scrap. Did I? I did not do that one up there either. Everything else will be handled just by the regular inserters. You are also going to need an output onto that. We need to filter then the iron scrap here as well. I could move this one up. Right. To the left. I could have made these even a little bit tighter. It's okay. It'll be fine. And then I'm going to have to move this down one belt, or one spot. And then that one. Ooh, I don't, actually. I can do it this way. So this will go under that way. This can go into that side load like that, and this can be... I'm out of belts now. And this can be side loaded like that and go down to the scrap bus. I think that works. I can merge these two actually and have one belt going to the scrap bus for this whole science array. It's not going to produce that much scrap, I don't think. We'll find out, I guess, right? I'm actually going to make this a little bit different. Just go sideways here, and then just drop it down. Alright. Termites, are there any of you left? Very few. I guess I will have to build on stream a nanobot array. This is quick and easy, if I remember the recipes. Iron sticks and repair packs, iron sticks and electronic circuits, and repair packs take iron gears and electronic circuits. So we need belt, machine making sticks, a machine making gears, and machine making repair packs. Then one of those. We'll put the sticks in between, I think. Let's see, which one takes repair packs? This one does. And then sticks. And then nanobots that just take the sticks and the electronic circuits. Of course, this is in the worst possible spot. Excellent. So this needs a belt of iron and a belt of circuits. Not a whole belt of each, but I'm kind of lazy in that, and I just put the whole belt out. We're going to have to deal with scrap iron times 3. Yes. So maybe I will put both input belts on the same side. And just reverse this belt here for the scrap. Okay. Iron. Who did this belt? Somebody wasn't paying attention. And I'm out of undergrounds again. Put that one there. Oops. And green circuits can come in here. Okay, let's see what I'm doing. Should be good. Deal with power. I'm not sure how much these are going to actually need, so we'll just go ahead and do blue inserters here. You don't actually need iron, do you? Okay, that's done there. You go there. You go there. I'll put the iron scrap here. I was there already. Iron scrap here. And here. Then we just need some storage boxes for... I'll do 1 stack of those and 2 stacks of these. I may change that in the future, but that'll work for now. And I can just shove this that way. No sense in dealing with it myself. There's some of these other scraps. A lot of garbage. Okay, so that's just a quick nanobots array. Not much there yet. But I need some termites. They're just so slow. I really need these. And then I need to get some copper on the bus, so that'll be another thing that I do off stream, is get some more smelting going. And I'll move this up a little bit, just so I have a little more belt space or bus space here for the... I like to put like the power poles, the radars, the roboports and whatnot all here in this block, as well as pipes for sulfuric acid and lubricant. So I'd like to have some space there. Let's make another nano emitter. Just have one for each bot. I thought about using the Clonin's little ground robots, and I suppose I could still add them, but I didn't end up doing it. I don't want to hook this up yet, do I? So, I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I can do featuring the mod during this stream, or if we should just go ahead and start working on other stuff. I planned to stream for about an hour, so not quite there yet. So I might as well continue, I suppose. There's nothing else I can really do featuring the mod except maybe doing some more slices of the mall. But I don't want to do too much of that until I kind of start doing more research. And I really want to get this science done. So let's just go ahead and move this science array a little bit more. Man, those don't last long at all. Go gadget bots. I think I'll just move it up about this far and kind of line it up with that second machine there. Right about there looks good. Turn those off. We'll need those. Connect up the iron. This will be an output belt. We'll deal with that in a little bit. Oh, we need copper. I forgot about the copper. We could borrow some copper from the green circuits array for right now. And then we'll just, when I build the smelting, I'll just go ahead and put it back, or just disconnect it from there. We'll borrow it here before the actual array. I'm going to run it up to where copper is supposed to be. Here in the bus, which is right here. It'll go... Let's see, that's green circuits there. A couple spaces. There. I think I was being lazy here. Shouldn't be far from the stretch of the imagination. I think I was being lazy here in when I was running these because I didn't have a whole lot of production going yet, and I just ran belts instead of trying to deal with undergrounds. What have we here? Brokenness. Oh, I probably broke that with the termites. Oops. That's not what I wanted. Alright. I'm just going to deconstruct some of these guys here, because I can't see through them. Okay, that should start up red signs. Obviously I need to... Oh, I need inserters. Those would be helpful. Let's use blue inserters here, just so I don't have to come back later and replace them, because I know they're going to require lots of iron gears. That should be plenty. Oh, I need to not use a yellow inserter. I need to use a purple inserter. Gears. I need to extend all of this. How are we doing at nanos? We have a few. Keep going, guys. At least if I use nanobots, you don't have to slog through the tedium of doing all of the building. I didn't really want you to do all that. We have a stack of those. And we have red science on the belts. 8. 10. Don't need the machines. I'm out of belts. Excellent. Maybe I should make more belts. Don't make all that stuff, please. Yeah, let me make more. Because, especially with it getting clogged up like that, I'm getting less than 300. Alright, so that should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 10 of those. Then we just need 2 more of these here. Don't need the ends. Alrighty. Hopefully this is working properly. We have scrap down here. That's promising. Promising. We need iron here. Used to need 4 extra belts of iron here. Now I don't think we do anymore with military science taking so much less iron. So I could replace that with something else in the future, and I goofed that up good. Well, I'll get some green circuits in my pocket. That'll be okay. Alright. So we should have science being made now. That'll be convenient. Do I see... Oh, yes I do. We need more power. Not as much as you're goofed up. I forget what I was talking about. So we're desperately out of power. Oh no. So we're desperately out of power, and we're also pretty much out of time. So I plan to stream again tomorrow, but at the same time, and by then I should have some more power built, some more smelting done, and have and be ready to start building labs. Which I'm not sure if they output scrap or not when they're done processing the science. I don't think they do. We have labs over there. I guess I could check that. Yeah, I don't think they output anything because I don't have any outputting here, so they must not. And then, oh, we're not getting green science out. Why are we not getting? Oh, we are. We are. There's just a couple there. Okay. So I think that'll be it for tonight. If you enjoy this, tune in tomorrow for some more Factorio production scrap. And until then, have a good night. Bye, everyone.